We teach kindergarten, and we found that after the Common Core rolled out that we were begging other grade levels for their math materials and running around trying to get all of their stuff, but they were teaching the same concept. So when we were doing shapes, everybody else was doing shapes, so we couldn't borrow their materials. Or when we needed base 10 blocks, everybody else was doing number sense. So we wrote a grant and got quite a few things for the kindergarten classes. This is just one set, but we have 4 classes. So all of us got these materials. These are the kids in my class. This is this little game. It's a head full of numbers. They roll. Do what? It might work, yeah. They roll the numbers, and they have a timer, and they have to make as many equations as they can with the given numbers. So it can be greater than, less than, addition, subtraction, whatever concept you're working on. But every number in their equation has to come from those dice. So that was mine. They chose that to do for recess today. This is one of my favorites because it can be used kindergarten all the way up through high school. It's a number balance, and they used it today to check their math story problem. They had 2 add-ins in the story. They had to find the sum, and then I don't know if y'all can see back there. If you put the 2 add-ins and then they put their answer on the other side, it should be balanced. You can do it with multiplication, lots of different things. So it teaches a balanced equation process. Or, when they get older in algebra. So that's one of their favorites. Also, when we compared numbers, that was helpful for them. This is when we learn, these are the magnetic 10-frame answer board, so you can call out missing add-ins for 10 or number combinations to 10, and these are magnetic. So they stick to the board, and then there's a double 10-frame on the back. So it's a quick answer for that. What else did we get? Oh, this is one of their favorites too. These are puzzles. We actually have a graphic organizer. When we teach them numbers at the very beginning, we ask them the numeral, the number word, the set, and so the puzzle actually has that. These are lower numbers, and then on the back are higher numbers. And we got 3D shapes, which we needed. Quick math facts. You'll probably seen these. The geo boards we were borrowing from first grade. We don't have to anymore. And then we got foam base 10 blocks. So we don't have to steal from the upper grades now. But I think that's it. And we are very, very thankful. Thank you, thank you. Our kids love this stuff. And it's also been helpful for our second language learners. Seeing it visually, but not having the vocabulary, they can explain it with the math tools. It's been really helpful. So thank you.
Thank you, ladies. We appreciate you being here and love the exciting news you had to share about that. Next we have Thomas Bruno. Where did you go, Thomas? All right, next we have Tara Crabtree. It's just a trick, from Chapel Hill Middle.
Can she come up here, please?
She's going to come up here. Tara,
Yes, she can.
and the lights. No special things, just you. That's the plan.
You'll have to be patient with me. I wrote mine down so I would not get sidetracked. My name is Tara Crabtree, and I'm one of 3 8th grade language arts teachers at Chapel Hill Middle School. During the 2013-2014 school year, a group of our students and teachers visited South Forsyth Middle School in Forsyth County to observe their BYOT plan. And it was during that visit that we were introduced to Criterion, a web-based writing evaluation service. The language arts teachers at South Forsyth wholly credited their writing scores to Criterion. 99% of their students met the standard on the grade 8 writing assessment and 30% exceeded. Now for comparison, at Chapel Hill Middle School, 94% of our students met the standard while 4% exceeded. Well, of course, wanting the same success for our 8th grade students, we began investigating Criterion. It helps students to independently plan, write, revise their essay while giving them immediate diagnostic feedback. So not only does Criterion allow more time for students to practice the writing, but it also frees up time for the teacher and allows her to, or him, more time, more valuable classroom time to address skills that they're weak in, as well as build higher level writing skills. So after we contacted our Criterion representative, we were shocked to learn how expensive it was. However, after we discussed it with our other content teachers who are now requiring writing in their classrooms to accommodate our Common Core standards, they were excited to learn that they could benefit from Criterion as well. So we were determined to get Criterion. We started talking in our collaborative groups, possible fundraisers that we could do to raise money, and it was about that time that I actually received the email about the PET grant opportunity and Sam Haskell. Other than my CHMS PTSO annual grant that I would write every year for Scholastic magazines, I'd never written anything. So I printed out the forms and I simply followed the directions. We received a $1,000 PET grant, which paid for 6-month subscription for 93 8th grade students and a training session, 90 minutes. We received a $500 Sam Haskell technology grant that covered an additional 66 subscriptions. The remaining 8th grade subscriptions were paid for through our annual 8th grade dance. Since we've been using Criterion this school year, the students and the teachers have noticed the program's effectiveness. When I was asked to come to the workshop, I wondered, what advice I could give. So my advice is very simple. Focus on the topic, answer all parts of the question, keep it straightforward and simple, and the more students and the subject areas that are impacted, the better chance that your grant will be awarded. Good luck and happy grant writing.
The reason why I wrote the grant was to try to make it a little bit bigger and better. When I thought about writing a grant, I wanted to think of something I was already doing and make it even better. So we were already working with the kids in the science club, but we wanted to make it more fun for them. And of course that required some funds. So in the past we concentrated on a lot of language arts skills, and the kids were typing up papers for the science fair. We wanted to make it more fun for them by having experiments. So we used all the funds that we got from PET to buy different materials for their experiments. And there's a lot of little things you have to buy to do these experiments, like popcorn, and it all adds up after a while. And we had 40 kids this year in our science club. And my son back there, he's part of the science club, so he really enjoyed it this year. So we're gonna have over 40 science fair projects at our school, and it's thanks to the PET grant. And what I'd like to stress is very, very simple. I think there was 3 or 4 questions I had to answer. It took a couple hours, but it's very simple. It's worth it. It's worth the time and the effort. And I made a copy of how easy it really is. I managed to save mine from last year, so if anybody wants a copy of an example, you're welcome to take this. I make copies for everybody. But it's very, very simple.
You want to hit the high points and you want to get to the meat, right? I would say impact students. The more students that are impacted, the better. And really look at your school improvement plan. That seemed to be an important piece of the puzzle, especially for me. And I wrote a grant for desks. And it seems like that is something that the school should take care of, but I didn't want the same desks that everyone else had. I wanted stand-up desks. And my idea came from, I'm up and I'm around the room all day long. Well, when I had to sit and listen to their presentations, I was acting just like they were. You know, I'm shuffling my feet and I'm laying back in my chair and I'm going, oh my gosh, how can I get through this day any faster? And so I thought, oh, that's how they feel too, right? They have to sit in my classroom, only 45 minutes there, but some places it's 90 minutes. It's a long time to be seated. So that's where my idea came from. So look for an idea that may not seem even innovative, but it's really going to make an impact on kids, especially those kids that don't get all of the perks all the time. You know, they're the guys that really are looking for a little bit of help, right? So we've had great success, and now there's all kinds of kidney tables and different seating things showing up at the high school that you usually don't see. And it's mostly on my hallway right now, but there's a lot of different things going on up there because of 4 stand-up desks. So connect it to the SIP plan and keep it simple, and really show them in plain English, how does this help the kids that we serve? And that's what I've got.
I'm Lynn Murray. I'm Executive Director of PET, and I joined PET in mid-August of last year, and I'm very happy to be on board. And let me tell you, from day one, I was told that my primary fundraising goal is to raise money for teacher mini grants. We have a board that is committed to serving you. Folks, half of our board is here with you today. These people work and are busy, and they are here showing their support. And they told me from day one, raise money for teacher mini grants. We know that you have so many needs in your classrooms and your media centers and with other student-centered projects, so we want to help you out with that. Now, you have heard how some of these grants have benefited schools and students. You've heard how to apply for them. I want to tell you now basically where the money comes from. And I'm with a group of educators. Should I say, I want to tell you from where the money comes? Let me get my grammar correct. First of all, about $9,000 a year comes from you, faculty and staff. Monthly payroll deductions total around $9,000. Absolutely. You all are major contributors of PET, and you really should be commended for that, and I thank you for that. We receive support from local businesses. I plan to begin an honor roll on our Facebook page pretty soon, where maybe once a month or once a quarter we list major business and individual donors, of course those who do not request anonymity. And I want to do that not only to give them a little bit of publicity, but so that you all can join me in saying thank you. There are many, many, many great nonprofits right here in Douglas County. PET is one of hundreds. Truthfully, we're all out there competing for the same philanthropic dollars, and sometimes I think what leads to success, or at least consistent success, is how often a donor hears thank you, or hears that their gift made an impact. And you may say, well, I don't know any business owners, I don't know any CEOs. Well, if you know somebody within a company, tell them you appreciate what that company's doing. Bad news travels fast, but so does good news. Most employees, if they hear that their company did something good, they're going to be proud and they're going to share that within their ranks. So I hope you all will join me in thanking our sponsors. I know we've got to get the word out there more about who they are. Please like our Facebook page. There are many Douglas County School System Facebook pages, or at least several. Be sure and like the PET one too, so that you can stay apprised of who's supporting PET, and also of gifts in use. I love to share. I love today where we hear what the dollars have done. That's great. So please like that Facebook page for us. Our annual Teachers Pet Fun Run makes good money. Last year's fun run, which was last August, made $6,500. That's been chaired by our own Mr. Remillard. And of course, these board members spent hours getting ready for that. It's a great fun day. Join us if you can. The next one is August 22nd. Am I right, Don? August 22nd at New Manchester High School. I hope you'll be there with us. I've also begun submitting proposals to various foundations that support not-for-profits, and these are pretty comprehensive, as you all know, who filled out grants. And one of the things they almost always ask me is, what are you doing to raise money yourself? In other words, before you ask us, tell me what you're doing within. And I love that question because I've already told you, you all are contributing significantly. Our volunteer board members contribute personally through their businesses, sometimes both. They solicit their business colleagues, and we also get a lot of in-kind support. This reception is an example of in-kind support. We have a graphics designer on our board, and if she charged me for the work that she does for us, we would lose a few mini grants every year. So in-kind support is very important. I also tell foundations that our community put a tax on ourselves to support schools. We voted for a special local option sales tax for education. Does that not say we support our schools, we care about our schools? So I always love telling about the support that we already have, the support from within our ranks. And, you know, I think Karen told me yesterday, Karen, we have 19,000 families within our school system. They're patronizing local businesses and services. And most of our businesses are very community-minded, but sometimes they need a little nudge to know that it's kind of a reciprocal relationship. So we're working on that. We're making great efforts to try to increase PET's visibility and to reach further into our business community and into private foundations. As I said before, we want to support you and your needs. You all are going above and beyond. I know you're already busy, and if your grant is approved, you got to implement it, and you got hours of work ahead of you. And I commend you for taking this on because you're definitely going above and beyond if you do this. So be sure to like our Facebook page. Next week we're going to start putting out scholarship information. If you've got seniors in your life, tell them to watch that page, check our website. There's information there. We're going to be awarding scholarships soon. And I just wish you all great success as you apply. Thank you for wanting to. Thank you for taking that initiative. And good luck. And as Karen said, do not hesitate to call me if you have any questions or concerns.